It's under the headline, Mum warns of clinic's claim to cure autism. And it says, a mum of 2 autistic children has warned parents against sending their kids to a clinic in Bulgaria for treatment to cure the condition. Fiona O'Leary has urged people to be very wary of the facility. The mum of 5 and co-founder of Autism Rights Together said, we're trying to protect children from the many quacks who are peddling unproven, unregulated and dangerous products and treatments. And the piece in the Mirror, written by Trevor Quinn, goes on to say, the clinic, which promotes bleach enemas and unregulated blood products as cures for autistic children, was held in Sofia last weekend, and Irish parents have previously attended and spent large sums of money. Fiona O'Leary is with us this morning. Fiona, the suggestion is what? That through bleach enemas and blood transfusions, autism goes away?
Yeah, that's a suggestion, but it's absolutely crazy and dangerous. And these products are actually, the were sold in Ireland actually last year. You could actually purchase these. And I've been campaigning for nearly 2 years now, trying to bring in a legislation to protect autistic children from these unregulated and unproven products. But this clinic in Bulgaria is a lot more worrying because not only are they offering unregulated products, they're also performing surgical procedures on autistic children for no reason whatsoever. It's basically linked to this theory that was created nearly 20 years ago by a discredited doctor called Andrew Wakefield. He claimed that the MMR vaccine caused autism, and there was like a worldwide media storm here in Ireland as well, and parents panicked and they started to choose not to vaccinate their children. This man has had a movie released this year called Vax. It's huge in America. It's making its way across the water, and we're seeing a decline in vaccine take-up again. So we had a measles outbreak recently.
Fiona, because it's not like there was scientific debate about this man. This man was roundly and totally discredited. Yeah. He was described as dishonest. Yeah. His co-authors of his report all backed out of it, and he was stripped of his right to practice medicine.
Yeah, but he wasn't prosecuted, and this is the problem. A lot of these people that are involved in this business of unregulated products or, claiming that vaccines cause autism go on and they continue on in this field of work. And he is huge in America. He's living in Texas. He has support from politicians, from celebrities. We have movie stars endorsing his film.
Yeah, he's being seen as sort of a mistreated whistleblower, isn't that it?
He is, but right now it's a real serious issue because I'm seeing families here in Ireland. I was actually talking to a mum recently who told me that she didn't vaccinate her daughter. She got measles and she nearly died. So deaths are occurring. We have 13 deaths an hour from measles, and most of them are children under the age of 5. They don't choose to die. This is absolutely dangerous. And then we have these unregulated products which have only been created because of Wakefield's claims. Parents believe that their children are vaccine damaged, and by giving them these bleach products, these blood products, there's just hundreds of unregulated products.
And can you
recover them.
Can you understand why parents would do that? Because I assume that they'll reach out for anything that they think
vulnerable. There's a vulnerability there. The services are poor, like we saw yesterday with these care homes and everything. I have autistic children myself. You get a diagnosis, you're not warned about these people. You go on the internet, and there you have just minefields of miracle cures, from broccoli to bleach treatments, and no one is stopping them. And this is my point I want to make today, is that I have been campaigning for 2.5 years. I ran in the general election as an independent candidate to bring awareness to this issue. I've had it raised in the door. We've had it sent to the UN. All child protection agencies say this is abuse of autistic children and experimentation, but nobody is doing anything. We've reported many cases here in Ireland to the Gardaí nearly 2 years ago, and I've been told recently by heads of Texas and Dublin that it is unlikely that they will be prosecuted. It's not seen as abuse.
What do you make of
intervention.
The most common reaction, particularly to Andrew Wakefield, is that that there is a global conspiracy supported by Big Pharma to silence him, and that he is the voice of truth. What's your reaction to that?
Well, you're right. You've just summed it up. It's a movement. It's not just about, the vaccine. Wakefield is a conspiracy theorist, and that's exactly what it is. And they're very professional. Like, the biomedical industry is very sophisticated, and it's basically, they've got very glamorous websites, and they hold seminars, and so people aren't aware that they're actually talking to people that are talking about pseudoscience. They think they're the real deal, and the vulnerability is there. Autistic children aren't sick. They don't have a disease, and they're not going to die. So they can keep them on these products indefinitely. With the bleach treatment, we have autistic children getting up to 6 bleach enemas a day. We have 1-year-old babies having these enemas, and it's we're told it's not child abuse. We're told by the police that it's being deemed as an intervention. How can you put bleach into a child and say that's acceptable in 2016? And it's happening here in Ireland. It's happening all around the world. But this clinic is really frightening because it's being deliberately set up for like European clients. He has clinics in America, this doctor, and Wakefield is a colleague. So what they're doing is they take him to this doctor to have these endoscopies, and there's an autism charity actually supporting this clinic. So people go to this charity, it's registered, they think that they've got professional people working with them, and they're sending their children, and the money they're making is phenomenal. I rang this clinic myself, and I asked what it would cost, and they sent me an information pack. And even for the phone consult, it's $650 per hour. And
$600 to talk to you on the phone?
Yes, per hour. And then the follow-up calls is $450 per hour. Then if you're having the procedures, which are really invasive, I don't know if you're aware of what an endoscopy is or a colonoscopy, but this is a general anaesthetic these children are having, which is a risk in itself.
But hang on for a minute, Fiona, they can't charge $650 quid for a phone call.
Yeah, and then the procedures range between $2,000 and $3,000. Then add travel expenses per child. You're talking only $20,000.
And these are procedures for which there is no medical basis?
There isn't. I mean, basically, this doctor, his name is Dr. Kritzman, he was taken in front of a medical board in 2004 in Texas for performing these unnecessary procedures. So he was reprimanded. He was fined $5,000 and let go. 11 years on, he has performed more than 1,000 procedures on autistic children. He has a study drawn up in 2013. His youngest victim was a one-year-old baby.
Because he's still a practicing doctor, let's not get too far.
The study is available online. You can see his study. There was a one-year-old baby had endoscopy done on them, and it's absolutely shocking.
There's a text that's interesting in relation to what you're saying. Not vaccinating is child abuse. People can dress it up otherwise, but it is unless they're medical.
I mean, it's just that when we see charities, my real worry is that people say these are all quacks and all like unprofessional people. They're wrong. There are registered charities telling people not to vaccinate their children. They're based in London and they're based in the US. And this doctor is performing these procedures on these children for no reason at all. He claims that there is that there's non-existent bowel disease called autistic enterocolitis, which is what Wakefield claimed. He said there was the measles virus in these children. All of his studies were proven to be false. There was no measles virus present.
Is there a source of information that you recommend for parents who have children with the diagnosis of autism? Is there a particular place that you would recommend that they should go where you get reliable information?
Well, you can come to me or to our organisation, Autistic Rights Together. I mean, most of these people haven't even studied autism. They don't even know what it is. And they're claiming that it's a disease, and it's not. It's a neurological condition. And we want acceptance. I want my children to have their rights recognised in society as they get older. I really, really worry. My oldest son is nearly 24. And these quacks are also preying on autistic adults. It's not just parents. They're going into groups on Facebook, and Facebook are promoting these groups. That's the other issue. It's a very serious issue, and one the government needs to address as soon as possible.
Fiona, thank you again. That is Fiona O'Leary. And if you want to find the details of Autistic Rights Together, which is her organisation, it is that on line autisticrightstogether.ie.